How's it going, everybody? My name is LuckyBunz. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the best tips and tricks to get you guys ready for the Water Festival event in Pokemon GO. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first of all, this event is going to be taking place from July 15th at 10 AM to July 20th at 8 PM local time. We're going to get the following bonuses. Rainy Lure modules are going to be extended from 30 minutes to 2 hours during this event, which is super awesome. We're going to get increased candy for throws, so basically +1 for nice throws, +2 for great throws, and then +3 for excellent throws. We're also going to have a boosted shiny rate on the following Pokemon, a Staryu and Tirtouga. Tirtouga is actually a pretty cool Pokemon to see shiny boosted because in the past this has been a very rare Pokemon to encounter. And then finally we're going to see the return of Lapras with a scarf or a bow. Not really sure what you want to call it. The official infographic says scarf, but it definitely seems more like a bow. And then specifically during this event, you'll also have a chance to get it with a seasonal special background if you are lucky. I'm pretty sure this isn't going to be that appealing to most players out there, but it does add a nice layer to the rarity aspect of it. Next up, let's talk about the debut Pokemon that's going to be featured during this event, which is going to be Tatsugiri. So Tatsugiri has 3 different forms. You're going to have the droopy form, the curly form, and the stretchy form. These will be featured in 3 different regions. So first of all, the droopy form is going to be available in the Americas, the curly form is going to be available in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa, and then finally the stretchy form is going to be available in the APAC region. Tatsugiri is going to be available in 1-star raids, so if you want to collect each form, you're going to have to use at least 2 remote raid passes for the ones that aren't available in your region. That being said though, these can't be shiny, so I would honestly just wait until a future event when that actually becomes available. I try not to get FOMO over stuff like this because if you are patient, there is going to come a time where you can actually just hunt these in the wild for free, like during a major event like Go Fest or Go Tour or something like that. And their shiny forms are going to be enabled. Case in point, Flabebe during Go Fest a few weeks ago. Now in terms of meta relevance for Tatsugiri, it's not going to be good in the raid/gym meta or for PvP, so really you can just ignore it unless you just want to get 1 for your Pokedex, and then, yeah, that's basically about it. I can't imagine why it'd be worth hunting this right now in Pokemon Go. But trust me, I know players out there who will actually be hunting for the hundo. Next up, let's take a look at the featured Pokemon you guys can expect to see during this event. First up, let's go over the wild encounters. So we're going to have Squirtle, Slowpoke, Krabby, Staryu, Magikarp, Marill, Barboach, Clamperl, Buizel, Finneon, Wimpod, and then for the rare encounters, you're going to get access to Lantern, Feebas, Palpitoad, and Tirtouga. Now on top of that, we're going to get Field Research Quests, which can get you more encounters with event-themed Pokemon. Unfortunately, we don't actually know which Pokemon are going to be featured until the event starts in the first time zone, so as of making this video right now, I really have no idea which Pokemon are going to be available. Following that, we're also going to have a paid timed research available for $5. This will get you a Rainy Lure module, an Ice Cream Avatar pose, which looks kind of cool, and then also encounters with Gyarados, Costume Lapras, and more. So basically this ticket just comes down to how much you actually like that trainer pose because the premium item value is just not there for it. On that note too though, there's also going to be new Tatsugiri backpacks available in the shop, which I think are really cool. Next up in 1-star raids, we're going to get Shelter, Ducklet, and then all the Tatsugiri in different regions. In 3-star raids, we're going to get Kingler, Gyarados, Lapras, and Azumarill. Next up in 5-star raid battles, we're going to get Terrakion until the 22nd, and then we're also going to have a raid hour on the 16th for Terrakion as well. This is going to be taking place from 6 to 7 PM local time. In the Mega Raid pool, we're going to get Mega Blastoise until the 22nd as well, and then finally when it comes down to max battles, we're going to get Dynamax Wilmer as a featured Pokemon until the 20th. So keep in mind that not everything I just mentioned is going to be worth paying attention to. We'll talk more about the best Pokemon you guys actually want to hunt later on in the video. Now before we do that though, I do want to quickly go over the overlapping events taking place during this one. So first of all, we're going to have Feebas Spotlight Hour, which is going to be taking place on Tuesday the 15th, so basically the first day of this event. And you're also going to get the special bonus of 2x catch candy in addition to Feebas spawning basically everywhere. Now I do want to highlight here that we rarely ever see Feebas featured during events. I feel like the Water Festival is maybe the only event out of the entire year that we actually see this Pokemon. So if you're still missing the shiny, you definitely want to hunt it during this event because not only is it going to be a rare Pokemon, but it also actually counts as a permaboosted shiny, which for those of you who don't know what that means, it means it's going to have a shiny rate of 1 out of 64. So even if you already have this shiny, it might still be worth grinding this for a few extras. Now in terms of meta relevance, when evolved to Milotic, this is going to be ranked in the top 200 for the Open Ultra League, so not anything, real special there, but this has definitely fluctuated in the meta, so maybe just get a good IV spread and hold on to it. That's what I would probably do. Now I do also want to mention, in order to actually evolve Feebas, you have to walk 20 kilometers with it as your buddy, so it is a pretty hefty requirement. The next overlapping event is going to be the summer concert taking place from the 19th of July to the 22nd. So the bonuses for this event are actually only going to take place from 5 to 8 PM local time each day. So for the bonuses, we're going to get lure modules extended, and this is going to be all lure modules, by the way, and that's going to go from 30 minutes to 1 hour. We're also going to get special lure module encounters during this event. We're looking at Jigglypuff, Lotad, Kricketot, Chatot, which is actually a regional Pokemon. We're also going to get Audino, which is going to be boosted Stardust at 2100 per catch. It's kind of insane. And then we're going to get Noibat and Poplio. Oh, and I forgot to mention as well, we're also going to get field research quests, which are going to give you encounters with Spinda. Now, I'm not really sure if these field research quests are going to differ from the typical Spinda quests that we normally have, which are going to be make 5 great curveball throws in a row. That could be kind of difficult for some players, so keep in mind, if it is actually that one, you're probably going to want to use the circle lock method. We'll talk more about that trick later on in the video because it is kind of relevant to this event with the extra candy bonuses and stuff like that. Now, I do also want to mention, even though it wasn't specified in the official infographic from Pokemon GO, it was implied that we can encounter every single Spinda pattern during this event except for the heart pattern. This also means that the Broken Heart Shiny Spinda won't be available, and I believe this is the only variation of the Spinda patterns when it comes down to the shiny variants. Normally the other patterns, like when it comes down to their shiny forms, they're all the same as the regular patterns non-shiny. But for some reason, the heart pattern has a broken heart for the shiny form. So I think that's actually pretty cool, and somewhat fitting depending on how your love life is going. Putting that aside though, overall I do think this event is going to be a really chill one. I personally like the Spinda tasks because they're skill-based, and we don't get a whole lot of those in Pokemon GO, so I'm definitely going to be going out to farm this one for sure. And then hopefully grab a shiny Chatot as well, because that's a shiny regional. So once again, that event is going to be running from the 19th to the 22nd, so 2 days after the Water Festival event actually ends as well. Now, overlapping with the Water Festival and the Summer Concert event, we're going to have Gigantamax Lapras Raid Day. This is going to be taking place on the 19th from 2 to 5 p.m. local time. We're going to get the following bonuses. All power spots are going to be GMAX Lapras. It's going to cost you 800 MP to actually do one of these. Power spots are also going to refresh every 30 minutes. The remote raid pass limit is going to be raised from 10 to 20 during this event specifically. We're going to get 1/4 adventure distance for MP, so basically instead of 2 kilometers to get the MP, it's only going to be 0.5. That is actually really nice, and keep in mind that if you haven't actually claimed your MP before this event starts, it's going to be based on the old rate. After you go through this rotation one time, it's going to be based on the new rate. It's a little confusing, but that's how it's worked during past events. You're also going to get 2 times MP from walking, going from 300 to 600, and then finally you're going to get 8 times MP from power spots, going from 120 to 820. So basically just clicking on one power spot is going to get you enough MP to do at least 1 GMAX Lapras raid, and you can do this basically twice during the day to at least get 2. There's a whole bunch of strategies when it comes down to really maximizing the MP going into this event, and then also during the event. I'm not going to go over that in this video. I might spend some time going over that in a separate video, more in detail with Lapras. But anyways, I just want to go over some of the other bonuses as well. So next up, we're going to have a timed research lead up, which is going to be available on the 14th of July. Most likely by the time this video is uploaded, you guys already got this. And I believe the tasks are going to be the same. So basically, you're going to get 300 MP if you catch 5 max Pokemon. You're going to get 300 MP if you level up a max move 3 times. 300 MP if you unlock a max move, and then finally 500 MP if you complete the research entirely. Now keep in mind, I don't think it is worth completing this entire thing unless you're really proactive before the event. What I personally do is I get the catch 5 max Pokemon done, because that one's pretty easy. Leveling up a max move 3 times is kind of resource wasteful in my opinion, especially if you don't have that much candy. Like, I have a lot of candy, I could definitely do it, but for 300 MP and then potentially 800 MP with the 500 for completing the research, I mean, I guess it could be worth it, but it's certainly not enough to go out of my way to get it done. Now, I do also want to mention, you ideally want to claim this MP after you have already gone through and used up your MP for that day, and this is because it's going to stack on top of the normal limit. So if you actually claim this early, that is going to contribute to the limit, but unfortunately you won't be able to get more MP from like the power spots. So claim the power spots, claim the walk-in rewards, and once you actually hit that limit, then go ahead and claim the timed research MP. We do actually have one more free bonus that's going to be available. That's going to be 2 additional special trades. So because we have the seasonal bonus of 2 special trades already, this means for this event, we're going to get 4 special trades. That is incredible. I love that, and especially because a ton of people actually come out for these GMAX raid days, it's like the best time to actually get your lucky trades done. Now additionally, on top of that, we're also going to have a $5 event ticket like we normally do get for these GMAX raid days. This will get you a timed research, awarding you with 25,000 experience plus a max mushroom. The max mushroom is about 400 Pokecoins in the store, so definitely a good value right there. You're also going to get 2 times max battle experience, which is going to be 50,000 base. That's pretty incredible. With a Lucky Egg, that's going to be 100,000 experience per GMAX completed. And then finally, your MP collection limit is going to be raised to 5,600, which is going to be 4,000 more compared to the free version. So definitely a nice bonus right there as well. Personally speaking, I do find that the Raid Day event tickets are definitely worth their value. So if you guys are hesitant about it, but you actually want to go out there and do quite a few Lapras, whether it's for the XP, for the shiny GMAX Lapras, or even for the Stardust, because that's going to be really good as well, I do actually think this is worth it. Now, if you thought that was the last overlapping event, you were wrong. We actually have one more. That's going to be Quaxly Community on the 20th. From 2 to 5 p.m. local time. So this is going to be a brand new shiny debut. Pretty excited about it because it's going to conclude the Gen 9 starters. So from this event, we're going to get increased Quaxly encounters in the wild. We're going to get a boosted shiny rate of 1 out of 25. We're going to get 3-hour lure modules and incense like normal. The special bonus is going to be 3 times catch Stardust. We're also going to get 2 times catch candy, as well as a 2 times chance to receive extra large candy from catching Pokemon if you're level 31 or higher. We're going to get 3 special trades in total, so that's going to be 1 additional, 2 with the, seasonal bonus that I talked about just a little bit ago. And then every single trade is going to cost 50% less Stardust. You're also going to get 5 free Quaxly from Snapshots, and the special Calm Day moveset is going to be Hydro Cannon. Now with that being said, there's also going to be an attack availability update for the final evolution of Quaxly. For whatever reason, I just struggled to pronounce this name, so if anybody can actually help me out with this pronunciation, that'd be much appreciated. But this moveset is going to be Aqua Step. Now, taking a look at the precedent for Meowscarada with Flower Trick and then Skeledirge with Torch Song, there's a good chance this will actually be better than Hydro Cannon. We're gonna have to wait and see, but just wanted to let you guys know that right now. Keep in mind that Aqua Step could actually be the preferred moveset opposed to Hydro Cannon. Now following that, additionally during this event, we're going to get guaranteed special backgrounds like normal. You're also going to get a free timed research, which is basically just to catch a Pokemon on 5 different days. That's going to get you at least a guaranteed special background with Quaxly. And then finally, there will be a special research ticket for $2. That's going to get you 1 Star Piece, 1 Incense, 3 Silver Pineapple Berries, 1 Premium Raid Pass, 1 Rocket Radar, and then 3 guaranteed special backgrounds, 1 at the end of every single page. In my opinion, I do feel like this event ticket is definitely worth it. I understand some players just really don't care for it, and that's cool. You don't have to get it. It's not going to make or break your gameplay, but if you do, I do think the value is totally there. That being said, though, there is a lot of really good Pokemon to focus on during this event, so let's talk about them right now. So first up, we're going to have Squirtle, which evolves all the way up into Blastoise in its final form. This is going to be relevant to the Open Great League in the top 80, the Open Ultra League in the top 40, and then also you might want to farm it for candy, specifically for the GMAX form and the Mega form. So basically you have 2 options, right? You can hunt for the Hundo, which I think most people probably want to do, or if you're into PvP, hunt for the Ultra League IV spread. That's going to take it to around level 48-ish, and then you can just use that as your Mega Evolution. If you want it to be like super efficient, you can do this with a GMAX form, try to get it from a trade, and then work on taking that one all the way up, use that as your Mega, use that as your Ultra League spread, and then also as your GMAX. That would be like the ultimate Blastoise. If anybody has done that out there, just props to you, because that is next level, that's for sure. Next up, we're going to have Slowpoke, which evolves into Slowbro and Slowking respectively. For Slowking, you will need to use a King's Rock to evolve it to plus 50 candy. Now overall, these Pokemon aren't that meta relevant right now, but in niche cups and PvP, they're actually pretty good. Next up, we're going to have Krabby, which evolves into Kingler. The main focus for this Pokemon is going to be candy for your GMAX form. Next to GMAX and Teleon, this is going to be the second best GMAX for water types. Following that, we're going to have Staryu, which is going to award you with boosted Stardust, 750 Stardust per catch, so definitely Pokemon you do not want to skip. And it's going to be shiny boosted during this event with a shiny rate of 1 out of 128. Small spoiler as well, there is a possibility that Starmie might also get a Mega form in the future, so it might be worth grinding for the Hundo as well if you don't already have that. I personally don't, so I'm going to be trying to get that Hundo for that potential Mega Evolution. That'd be pretty cool. It's probably not going to come into Pokemon GO for a long time, but when it does, it'll be nice to be ready. Next up, we're going to have Magikarp, which evolves into Gyarados for 400 candy. This is also featured in raids during this event, so if you kind of want to skip that whole evolution process, you can definitely just do it in raids and get it that way. That being said though, when it comes down to getting a good IV spread for your Gyarados, I think it's going to be much easier to farm Magikarp in the wild, opposed to actually doing the raid battles. Plus you can use those raid passes for something else, like Terrakion. In terms of meta relevance though, Gyarados does rank in the top 50 for the Open Master League, so you do want to actually aim for that Hundo. So if you don't have the Hundo just yet, definitely take advantage of this event, because Magikarp is going to be spawning everywhere. The next Pokemon is going to be Marill, which evolves into Azumarill, going to be a fantastic Pokemon for the Open Great League, currently in the top 50 right now. It is one of these super builds for the Open Great League, so it is going to require 296 extra large candy. Barboach is going to be the next Pokemon evolving into Wishcash. This is also going to be relevant to the Open Great League in the top 100. Following that, we're going to have Clamperl, which is going to be a perma-boosted shiny at 1 out of 64. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to actually grab extras on this, because even if you are lucky enough to get both of these split evolutions first try, is going to be a 50-50 right there. Maybe your friends aren't as lucky, so having a few extras could definitely help them out. Or if you just happen to evolve them and get multiple of one extra, that can definitely work out as well. I actually ended up having a similar problem with Wurmple evolving into Cascoon and Dusknoon. I kept getting Dusknoon, my friend kept getting Cascoon, so we just swapped them and then boom, it worked out perfectly. Moving on though, the next Pokemon is going to be Wimpod, which is going to be another 400 candy evolution. So this evolves into Golisopod, which is actually super good right now in PvP. It's going to be in the top 20 for the Open Great League, the top 20 for the Open Ultra League, and then finally the top 50 for the Open Master League. I got really lucky, and I got a lucky hundo like a few months ago in Pokemon GO just from a random trade, so I might actually have to build this now. Master League is definitely one of my preferred leagues to run these days. Even as a free-to-play player, like honestly, playing this game long enough has been able to get me some pretty good Pokemon, so over time, it is doable to actually build some decent teams for the Open Master League. I really tried to be strategic where I spent my raid passes that I've been saving up, and I think it has definitely paid off in the long run. That being said though, some Pokemon like this where it's not legendary, definitely take advantage of it. I mean, seriously, we don't get too many of these in the Open Master League. Next up, we're going to have Lantern, which is going to be one of the rare spawns during this event. This is not as good as it once was in the Open Great League, but it still ranks in the top 150. We kind of talked about Feebas earlier, but I'll remind you guys once again, it's going to be a perma-boosted shiny, so click on every single one you see because it's going to be a 1 out of 64 shiny rate. And there's also going to be a spotlight hour on Tuesday, which is at the start of this event, and some of you guys watching this right now may have already missed that. Tortuga is also going to be shiny boosted during this event at 1 out of 128, and we're going to get Shelder in 1-star raids. If you don't have anything else to do and you only have a Shelder around you, I would do it just because it's going to be boosted Stardust at 1,000 per catch. Hard to say no to that. We talked about this earlier as well. One of the featured Pokemon during this event, I guess special bonus Pokemon, is going to be Costume Lapras, Drip Lapras, Bow Lapras, Scarf Lapras, whatever you want to call it. This is also going to be a perma-boosted shiny at 1 out of 64. And of course, on top of that, you're also going to have a chance to get it with the seasonal special background if you're actually into that. I'm pretty sure most of you out there aren't, but I do actually have a friend who's going to be going pretty hard for the shiny with the special background because they really love Lapras. So I think there's always something for everybody in this game, and this definitely adds the rarity aspect to it. Fun fact for people who weren't playing Pokemon GO a few years ago as well, when this costume Lapras was initially data mined, everybody was obsessed with it. They were just like, oh my god, they need to drop this right now. And it took them forever. Like, it was literally in the code for a long time before we finally got an event for it. And everyone kept calling it Drip Lapras. So personally speaking here, I think it's pretty cool to see this Pokemon come back. And then finally, the last Pokemon I want to talk about is going to be Terrakion, which is going to be a great Pokemon to build for the raid/gym meta as a fighting type attacker. The only downside here is that you are going to have to use an Elite TM to get Sacred Sword, which is going to be a legacy charge move for it. But if you happen to get a really good IV spread, I do think it's totally worth it. When it comes down to fighting type Pokemon, Mega Lucario, Terrakion, and Shadow Conkeldurr are what I use the most in Pokemon GO. That pretty much covers all the best Pokemon though. If you feel like I missed anything, let me know in the comment section down below. But next up, let's take a look at the best Mega Evolution you guys want to have active during this event for candy farming bonuses. So basically, it's pretty simple. Any water type Mega is going to work for this event. You have Primal Kyogre, Mega Gyarados, Mega Swampert, Mega Blastoise, Mega Slowbro. Just use your highest level Mega in order to get the most candy and extra large candy, and I think you'll be solid. Next up, I do want to go over some candy farming tips for this event because it is kind of candy focused. Like, we don't have 2x catch candy as a bonus, but we do have increased candy for nice, great, and excellent throws, which can basically be 2 times if you happen to get those excellent throws. So most of you probably already know this, but Pineapple Berries will double the candy you get per catch, and therefore stacking this with the event bonus, whether you get great throws or even excellent throws, that means you can get a lot of candy with just a single Pineapple Berry. So make sure to actually build up some Pineapple Berries before this event if you guys can, especially for those Pokemon that are like difficult to evolve like Magikarp and Wimpod. Also, for those of you out there who do struggle to get excellent throws, I would strongly recommend using Nana Berries or the Free Shock Adventure effect from Black Kurim in order to prevent the Pokemon from attacking you. Now personally, because I like to freehand my excellent throws rather than using the circle lock method, I find this to be much faster, and once you really get the rhythm down, it can be really efficient too. I cleared over 5 million experience from the last event. Granted, some of those were friendship bonuses, so don't credit me entirely for the excellent throws here, but I would say at least 3 million experience of what I got during the Ultra Unlock Part 1 event was a combo of Nana Berries and Black Kyurem's Adventure Effect, and just me getting excellent throws non-stop. Keep in mind as well, I wasn't even using Lucky Eggs. This was just straight excellent throws, no Lucky Egg. If I had a Lucky Egg, man, I would have cleared easily like 8 to 10 million last event, and that's saying something. So again, if you prefer to use the circle lock method, that's totally up to you. All you have to do for this one is just hold down the Pokeball to set the circle, wait for the attack animation, and then just time your throw so that it lands right as that attack animation finishes. This does require a lot more patience, but if it does work better for you opposed to freehanding your throws, then go for it. Like, I personally do use the circle lock method on legendary Pokemon, but I like to freehand my wild encounter throws because I feel like it's just more efficient. But again, to each their own. Now additionally, on top of that, we're also going to have 2 special trades per day thanks to the seasonal bonus, and we're going to have the daily adventure incense extended as well to 30 minutes per day, which has been phenomenal. I have been doing my daily adventure incense walks, and it's honestly been a win-win because I'm getting the exercise, and I've actually been encountering Galarian birds. I even caught my first one and my second one on the same incense. You can also extend the duration of the daily adventure incense further if you have Roar of Time active on Dialga Origin form. And then finally, one of the last bonuses I do want to remind you guys about is going to be the increased friendship experience. If you guys made it past rank 25 in the Go Pass for July, you're going to get 1.5 times friendship experience until the end of the month. And I think that bonus is phenomenal. Friendship experience is like the best way to grind XP in the game, especially if you are playing free to play. So make sure that you guys are opening all of your gifts every single day. Send out as many gifts as you possibly can, and I guarantee you're going to end up with a ton of experience without spending any money on Pokemon Go. Anyways, with that being said, that pretty much covers everything I wanted to go over in this video. Once again, the Water Festival looks amazing in Pokemon Go this year, so very excited for it. But at the same time, it's kind of nice that it's more of like a casual chill event, especially because during the Steel and Scales event, that's going to be another one being the Ultra Unlock Part 2, where we get 4 times catch experience and 4 times catch Stardust. So we'll talk more about that as that event gets closer, but in the meantime, if you guys do want to check out some other videos, I'm going to recommend these 2 right here.